title on the video. I was doing my weekly shop in my favourite place again, back in Lidl's. I found another beauty that we're going to try out, and that is this little honey right here. So this is the Parksides version of the petrol backpack leaf blower. This is about 47cc engine, give or take. I don't know for sure because, like I say, it doesn't actually say anywhere on the box what it is. It just simply says that it's a 1600 watt. So the list price on this in Lidl's was $89.99. Again, it comes with Parkside's 3-year warranty, which top marks. The Parkside one, according to the box, produces 750 cubic meters of airflow per hour. Get it unboxed, we're going to have a look, we're going to see what you get in the box, get it out, we're going to test it out and see what it's all about really. So what have we got? Got 2 nozzle attachments. You've got a round one and you've got a flat, so you've got 2 of those. You've got a 1.5 litre mixing bottle. Now I believe again this runs on a 40:1 mix, so you get a nice little mixing bottle there, little funnel. We have an instruction manual. We will have a little look through that in a second to see whether or not it does say anything about the CCs or anything like that. So we've got, I can get it out, some more pipe. We've got the flexible connection for the lance, another extension, and another little toolkit where you get a little T-spanner with a Phillips head, 2 Jubilee clips, and then you've got the backpack itself. So, obviously your trigger mechanism, just sort of that. So yeah, first impressions, not too bad. So it's got here on the engine, so displacement, no, that's there again. Yeah, it doesn't say, but anyway, it does. I mean, it says it's a 1.45 kilowatt, which, yeah, who knows. So what have we got? You've got your trigger with a little locking tab. You've got a little on-off switch on the handle there. We've got a pull-out choke. Removable filter cover. Simple screw-on type. Pull that off and have a little look. Screw goes on forever. Not the highest quality air filter I've ever seen in my life. Simple bit of foam sponge. So this is completely, from what I can see, it's completely manual carburetor. Unlike a previous video that I did that was on their chainsaw, I bought the Parkside chainsaw. That was actually the electronic ignition system, so it had the fully automated carburetor, so it was all self-adjusting and stuff like that. Whereas by the looks of it, this is just simple manual adjustment, you know, good old school that you can adjust the mixtures and all that kind of stuff. Can't get the screw back in. There it is. So we've also got, so the fuel tank is 1.3 litres. So you've got 1.3 litres on the fuel tank. So it's a nice fair size fuel tank, so you should get plenty of run time. Again, stakes here, it's a 40-to-1 with a 2-stroke mix. All of the little clips and bits and bobs on the straps, they're all plastic. So again, how well they do from a sort of longevity point of view, I'm not too sure. Some of them do feel pretty thin, and yeah, they do feel like they break pretty easily. So you get a little belly strap, obviously to go around your waist. But yeah, let's get a piece together, and you know, we'll get a bit of fuel in her and go and test her out. So what have we got? That, I'm assuming, is going to go on there. Yeah, so that goes on there, and then that slides over the top. Yeah, we're away. So what we'll do, we'll get this piece together. I'll have a little look through the manual, and I'll just get some of the specifications. I'll list them out for you, just so that you get a better idea. One thing, the screwdriver doesn't fit that great in the Jubilee clips. It's not a very good fit, but it's not the end of the world, but it's not the best. But yeah, so as I was saying, I am comparing it to steel. It's probably it's not an unfair comparison, because at the end of the day, steel, and you know, they are a leading competitor with garden equipment and stuff like that. And I've used some budget brand, you know, garden equipment in the past, and it's been, you know, really bad. And yet, I've never actually found, the same with the chainsaw, I've never found anything else as cheap. But with the chainsaw, I'd found more expensive. Again, they were still budget, but they were more expensive than the Parkside one, but yet they didn't perform as well. So, I mean, if this is anything like the Parkside, I'll be thoroughly impressed, because I was really genuinely impressed with how the Parkside chainsaw performed. It it really was good. So that pops on there like that. That's a little Phillips head. Screw that up, tighten that. So what one goes where? I think I messed up. Not that I often use instructions, but sometimes it does help. Okay. I think I figured it out. Yeah, screwdriver's a real poxy fit on these screws, to be fair. Not very good. We're on it now. We're on it now. Right. So that one goes on there. Right. So it has got a little, tiny little locking screw there, which I quite like. It's quite a nice little feature. So once you've twisted it on and locked it in place mechanically, or with the little plastic dowels, you can then actually put this little grub screw in, and it's just another way of holding it in place. That's quite like that. So you've got your lance there. Obviously you can shorten it if you so choose. But what we'll do, we'll have a little look through the operator's manual, and we'll just see if we'll list out the specs for it. So we've got airflow velocity with flat nozzle. So that's with this one, which is obviously going to have a slightly higher velocity than the round one, because it's going to be of a higher pressure. So that one, the airflow velocity is 290 kilometers an hour, and the volumetric flow is the 750 cubic meter per hour. What else have we got in here? There's nothing really else that is of any importance really. I mean, they're your main technical specifications. So if you was looking at this in comparison to a different brand, another model, that is they're the bits that matter. The only thing with the fuel tank, it's not a huge issue, but the cap seems to sit a little bit far in. So I don't know how that would, I don't think it would cause a problem, but it could just do with being a tiny little bit longer, and that would make life a bit easier. So what we'll do, we'll get her fueled up, we'll take her out, and yeah, we'll blow some stuff around with it and see how she fares. Yeah, really good. So the primer bulb is on the base of the carburetor. So there's your carb, you've got your choke, which is just a simple pull out and it locks in place, then push in, and then your primer bulb is literally just up under here. So we'll put that there, put that there. Resistance, oh. Yeah. Oh. What I'm going to do, I'm going to whack the flat nozzle on, because I think that is going to be a bit better for what we want, and then we'll go and have a play and see how she fares. So I'm a pretty slim Jim, and it fits fairly comfortably. Not a bad little harness, to be fair. It's not too uncomfortable on the back. Yeah, again, it's not the highest of quality. You know, plastic straps, plastic buckles, everything's plastic. You do get some little metal D-loops there to give a good pull down to get your adjustment. But yeah, apart from that, it's not too bad. But we're going to head up into the woods. Going to find ourselves some good bit of leaves, ideal time of year for it, and have a little go. Okay, so here we have a little area that we're going to have a little blow around. You can see plenty of loose all on the ground. It's a bit damp as well, so if anything it will sort of put it even more to a test, because obviously the leaves are a lot heavier when they're when they're damp than when they're dry. So yeah, get her fired up, see how she performs. So far it's not too bad. The only thing I will say is it vibrates like mad. My back is like tingling where it vibrates that much. It is supposed to have, well, it has got the rubber mounts, to try and avoid it, but yeah, the vibration's really quite bad. Quite a shame really. I don't, you know, after using it for, well, I've only been using it like 5 minutes and my back's already itching and it was horrible. I kind of want to get it off. So, you know, if you was using it for a long time, I think you would really struggle with it. So you can see it does quite a nice job at clearing the leaves. Yeah, it's got plenty of power as such. You know, performance-wise, really good. It's just a real shame about the vibration, because it really is. It's uncomfortable. So I'll just show you. I mean, here's sort of the area that, you know, I mean, ignore this bit, didn't do that bit, but this area here, you know, it has taken all the leaves out. That is now just dirt. I like to say there, you know, that was all sort of damp. Well, it wasn't sopping wet, but yeah, it's damp leaves. Power wise, really good. You know, it's got plenty of poke behind it. You know, it does the job really well. It's yeah, you know, in that sense, I'm pretty impressed with it. So I'm not too sure what happened, but the footage that I captured on the day just sort of ran lit up at the end. The file wouldn't work, download, it was corrupt, something like that. Hello, mate. So just sort of jump on, do a quick sort of overview on my thoughts and opinions on the Parkside petrol leaf blower. Overall, really, it was a bit of a shame because performance-wise, it was actually surprisingly good. I thought it was, really actually quite impressive. Worked very well. Seemed to have plenty of poke, but it was just the comfort value, and it was only down to the vibrations in your back. It was awful, very uncomfortable to use. I only used it for roughly about 15 minutes, and my back was tingling. I was glad to get it off. I wouldn't have wanted to do much more with it. So I suppose the overall, I know it wasn't the most scientific review or testing or anything like that. This is literally just a first person thoughts and opinions. So you take what you want and leave what you don't. The big question, I suppose, is would I recommend it? And my honest answer to that is entirely depends on your application. Obviously, this item is solely focused at a domestic user, so we're only talking about domestic applications. And if you've only got a small property, small yard, whatever, that you just want to use, you have to blow some leaves off during the autumn, during the fall, or blowing some grass clippings after you've trimmed around your edges and all that kind of stuff, then it probably serve you quite well because the price is at a very attractive point. It's very cheap for what it is. Obviously, the build quality is slightly lacking, especially in like your webbing straps and the plastic buckles and all that kind of stuff. But it's an entry level, it's a budget end tool. You're not going to get real high quality stuff for budget money. So if it's you're not going to spend much time on it, and every time you use it, you're only going to be using it for sort of 10, 15 minutes at the most, then I'd probably say that it would serve you quite well. But it does depend on how you get on with the vibration side. Me personally, it was enough to put me off. I wouldn't personally use it. I personally wouldn't have it. I would, and yes, it would mean spending a little bit more money, but spend a little bit more money and get one of the the higher end packs. But that's just me personally. That's because of the use that I would have for it and the length of time that I would require to use it. I wouldn't be able to cope with it. So for me personally, no. For you, completely depends on your application. And some people, you might find that the vibrations and stuff, that you might be able to tolerate it quite well. And it might not bother you because it is only the comfort side that lets it down, in my opinion, for a domestic application. For lightweight, fairly easy duty work, performance was more than adequate. So if you can sort of sacrifice on a little bit of comfort and you sort of understand and appreciate that, then I think it'd be a perfect little tool for you. But personally, would I recommend it? No. You take what you want, leave what you don't. Other than that, just wanted to say that, as always, really appreciate you joining. Hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you on the next one.